Alright, today we're going to take some of all those berries I've been picking. This is the mulberries, blackberries, and a handful of blueberries left. And I'm going to make some jelly. So all I did, I washed my berries, rinsed them off really well. Make sure there weren't any bugs or whatever things I didn't want in my jelly. Put them in here, covered them with water. You don't need to be too much over the top of them. And brought it up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down and just let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so, and we'll go from there. While this is simmering, which it actually came down off a simmer, but while that's simmering, I'm going to get my canner filled up and get it starting to warm up, because it takes a while to warm that much water. Okay, simmered my 10 minutes. I've turned the heat off. I'm going to let it cool a little bit. And then I have a sieve set up over a big mixing bowl. You could layer a colander with cheesecloth. Whatever works for you. I happen to have the sieve and it works pretty well. So let this cool a little bit, and then I'm just going to transfer it over into that sieve and let it drip and drain. My canner is heating up. While the pulp is straining through and letting the juice drip through, I'm just going to wash up this pan, because I like to use this one to make the jelly into, and let my berries sit. Maybe you can let them sit up to 24 hours to drip if you need the extra juice. I have tons of berries and it produces plenty of juice for me within an hour, so I might let mine sit about an hour, and that way the canner should be good and raring to go when I get my jelly ready. Another note, this will stain your countertop if you have light colored countertops that stain easily. So this is from my last batch. I need to clean my mother-in-law's countertops off, but this one, it thankfully usually comes out with bleach. So, but just a warning, be careful, this juice will stain. Okay, for the next step, you're going to need 4.5 cups of your berry juice. I am using the low sugar pectin, so 3 cups of sugar. You take a 1/4 cup of the sugar, put it in something separate, and mix it in with your pectin. Okay, Audrey's going to help me. So I've got my burner on. I have my 4.5 cups of juice in there. I have mixed up my pectin with a 1/4 cup of the sugar. So Audrey, you can add that in and stir it in. Pardon the messy kitchen. I can only do so much in a day. Alright, so we're going to stir that in. You're going to bring it up to a boil that you can't stir down. So full rolling boil. Once we're up to a boil, be back. Yeah, it's going to clump a little. You just got to keep stirring and working at it. Okay. The no sugar pectin tends to clump a little more. I had these 4.5 cups. I've got another probably 2 cups in there, and that's still dripping. So I do have some juice from batches I made last week out in the freezer. I may have to go get one and thaw it so I can make a couple batches in consecutive order here. Okay, we are at full rolling boil. You cannot stir down. So we are going to add in the rest of those 3 cups of sugar all at once. Carefully so it doesn't splash in you. Alright, and then you just stir. It's going to clump some. You just work it in until you get it dissolved. You bring it back up to a full boil like you had it before. Once you get to that point, 1 minute exactly on the timer, and then turn your heat off and pull it from the heat. Okay, full rolling boil. I've set my timer for 1 minute. When that timer goes off, I'll pull it. I have my countertop already set up. I've got a towel down. I've got my jar lifter, my funnel, my lids. My jars are in the canner. Okay, timer just went off. That's my minute. I'm going to pull my pan off the burner. Can you get it, or you need me to get it? Just set it right here. Audrey's pulling it off. And we are ready to jar up jelly.
I'm afraid of it burning a hole in the towel.
No, it'll be okay. It's a cotton towel.
Oh.
Alright, my next step, I just want to skim off any foam that's in there. if I can. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I'll do that really quick. Okay, I've skimmed as much foam as I'm going to off of the top. So I'm just going to pull my jars out where they've been in here. Pull it over to my towel. I've got my funnel. I'm just going, you want a 1/4 inch headspace for jelly. I'm going to carefully pour. It's pretty close to a 1/4 inch. Might add a tiny bit more. All right, wet cloth. You can use vinegar or just water. All right, lid on. Fingertip tight, so I take 3 fingers and I do it until it spins the jar. That's tight enough. You gotta let room for air to get out. Then I just load it into the canner. You want at least 1 inch of water over the top of your jars once they're all loaded. I pull out my next jar and I keep going until I got them all full. Okay, jars. I got 6 jars plus a little extra over there in a jar. I'm going to put my lid on the canner. You want to bring it up to a boil. When you're a full boil again, it is 5-minute processing for jelly at my altitude. If you are more than 1,000 feet above sea level, you'll have to look up altitude adjustment chart to see how much time to add to your processing. But I'm going to bring this up to a boil and set my timer for 5 minutes, and we'll see you back. All right, 5 minutes is up for processing. We're going to turn the burner off. We're going to take the lid off, and we're going to let it sit 5 more minutes, and then I'll pull the jars. Okay, 5 minutes. They've sat. We're going to go ahead and pull them out of the canner. And we're going to put them on. I have one of the, like a towel or a drying rack, somewhere they're not going to get disturbed, and let them sit 12 hours and check the lids.